Let's start the introduction of chapter number 10. This is your Prose chapter, The Sermon at Benares by Betty Renshaw. Betty Renshaw was an American female writer and was born in 1927. She was basically a religious interpreter, or you can say religious writer, that just wrote about many things on religious issues. And here also she writes about the sermon at Benares, which was being delivered by Gautam Buddha. Now, coming on to the background of this chapter, this is a particular sermon, and especially the first one by Gautam Buddha, that was being given around 2500 years back and is preserved well. Now, this chapter starts with his early age, then tells about the Siddhartha Gautam was born in the North India in 563 BC and died in 483 BC, almost had a lifespan of 80 years. Then about his schooling. At 12 he was being sent to the school for Hindu scriptures, you can say for reading and all. Then he got married at the age of 16 and had a son and had a family life of almost 10 years. Then, while he was 25 as a prince, he went for hunting. And then he saw a sick man, aged man, then a funeral procession, and a monk begging for alms, and all that one. So he was a bit worried about the worries of the world or the people. And he tried to find out what is the reason behind these miseries, or you can say grief of the people. And then he just wandered for 7 years, and after that one he sat under a fig tree, you can say, or a peepal tree, and he got the wisdom. And from there he was being known as Buddha, and he delivered his first sermon. Sermon means a religious preaching. And this particular chapter, whatever he is being saying in this chapter, is an extract from that one. So this particular chapter, or the stories which he is delivering you, is about 2500 years old. Now he mentions about, or the Gautam Buddha mentioned about one anecdote or a story about a lady called Kisa Gautami. And it's a description of her grief when she lost her alone young son, and she was being very worried and in a grief, and she wanted to revive him. One man sends her to Sakyamuni Buddha, and he asked for a handful of mustard. She was happy but was failed to procure, in fact, at the last, and lastly she could understand the truth of life. Now, this particular message of this chapter is also a very good one. Especially the death is common to all. Ripe fruit has a danger of falling early. Likewise, earthen vessels are being broken. And a fool or wise, everybody is subject to death. So it's not wise to grieve over death. We must stay composed to get a peace of mind. This is what being said in the chapter. Means the person who has come, or anything which has come on earth, has to perish, has to go away from here, or has to just, you can say, go into the earth. This is what being said in this chapter. Now on the language part, working with the language at the end, we have certain things there, especially at around page number, you can say 136 and 137. 136, it's being written over there, thinking about the language. That is a description of almost 2 millennia old. Means almost 2000 years back, what happened is an incident. And a lot of old-fashioned phrases and words have been used in this one. Like you have the, pray, repaired, no, but, kinsman, mark. They are not being used in the modern language or by the modern writers. This is the archaic use, you can say. Then there are some 2 long sentences which are being connected with the semicolons instead of dash. So this is also one thing which is being just mentioned over there. And Lastly, on the page number 137, how do you just go through your grief? Means once you have some sorrow in your life, will you be able to express yourself or you bear yourself alone? Likewise, a lot of descriptions have also been given about this. So this particular chapter by Betty Renshaw gives the insight of the reality of life, that coming and going is a part and parcel of life. We should not grieve over death, which is being conveyed through a sermon of Gautam Buddha, you can say. So this chapter gives you the practical aspect of life, and this is almost 2500 years back sermon, which was his first one being delivered at Benares. So we'll go through the chapter. Of course, it's a short one, maximum 2 interpretations will be there, so just pay attention to that part. And there are certain word meaning also. Just go through them, because in your final examinations you will face all these. And please pay attention what I have written, especially the pronunciation part also. You should not just miss out that one, because in English there are 3-4 things which I want to tell you. First one is your spoken ability, the communicative skills which the people call you. In that one, the pronunciations or your accent matters a lot. Then coming on to your written part, means what you go through the text and how much you understand that one, how much you keep in your mind, especially the uses of words and phrases. That matters a lot in English. The rest all things we'll discuss later in the interpretational part. Have a nice day.